It says we're going live. Okay, can you guys all hear me?
Oh, there we go. There it is.
Oh, good, good. Looks like we're actually going now. I don't know, for some reason it's not showing up on my phone. But anyway, heyo folks. Heyo. Today is the day that I finally get to talk about... Whoops. My sound is not on my phone. That would be embarrassing if it stayed like that. Good thing I can hear. Today is the day that I get to actually talk about the Demon Slayer movie and series, because in the end I decided that I wasn't going to... Hello, I am Boot. Hello, Cage1713. We are live. Good. Very good. Oh, by the way, I have a co-host here, Conspiracy, aka the Mod.
Hello, hello, greetings, hello,
He's
hello,
gonna help me with chat
hello, Boot.
because I need to, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have the... What do you call it? Something. I don't have my extra screen that I usually use to monitor streams. So it is
Mm-hmm.
now time for me to ask somebody else once again to read chat for me, in case things start to get busy up in here, which I don't think they will. I would use my phone, but I need to use this to remember the points of what it is that I want to talk about in regards to the movie. So, but before we
No,
start
your
the...
Chromebook took a swim.
It did! More like it was assaulted by a vase of flowers. It was assaulted.
Oh no! Oh no!
I was kind of dumb in that regard. I thought that I would be able
Rufus did it.
to... No, he didn't. If we can get a lot of people in here, by the way, I will, if we can get a good conversation going and get, like, a lot of likes on the stream, I'll go ahead and I'll go fetch the dog for anybody who wants to see the dog on stream. Or I should be able to, anyway. He's not my dog, technically.
You heard that, folks. Better press like.
Press
The dog
like!
stream.
Get doggo!
Press like. Get dog. That's the agreement.
Okay. And also, I'm going to be maybe, sorta, kind of attempting to draw at the same time. I didn't think I was going to be able to get Photoshop working because OBS was being stubborn, but I got it to work. No guarantees on how far I'm going to get with this, though. I drew up the Hashiras, and I just need something to do. Un moment. I've got notes about the Demon Slayer movie here. And I am Boot. I'm glad that you happen to be in the chat right now. Kool-Aid Man, oh yeah. I am Boot. I'm glad you're in the chat because you're probably the only person here who hasn't actually seen the Demon Slayer movie. So, it's gonna be, yeah. It's gonna be good to have somebody... Oh, phew, I thought it was gonna be lagging.
Hmm.
It's good to have somebody who's not already versed in the Demon Slayer movie to kind of explain things to. Because she's not interested, but she's kind of over there with Cage slash Computer Hates Me in the sense that spoilers don't matter to her. And this will be a stream that
Hmm.
does not discuss spoilers outside of the movie and the series as we already have seen it. So you don't have to worry about that.
That's right.
And my throat is already starting to do the thing. I apologize for clearing it into the microphone. Hey, can you guys hear everything just fine? Before we
I can
start the
hear you.
discussion again, everybody can hear me? Emphasis on the BS and OBS. And now for the spoiler alert. Oh, if I
Hmm.
do have to go into spoilers because I go off on a tangent, I have this thing. I have this GIF that I can put up on the screen. So if I start talking about stuff, you guys can... I'll try to make it as short as possible, but you guys can actually mute the stream while this thing is flashing up on the screen. And then when it turns off, it'll be safe to just talk about regular stuff again, if you're really super worried about spoilers. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that, though.
Very fancy. You'll have to show me how to do things like that.
There's also a
I,
bug in
I,
here.
I'd love to put overlays on my Twitch streams.
Like your questions while reading Dorohedoro. Yes, but this is not a Dorohedoro stream. We'll have to do one of those again later. I want to do
Mm.
streams about, like, everything because there's so many things I want to talk about, but it's a lot more interesting to just talk about it with other people, which is what I am trying to do right now. Okay, everybody good? Okay, so... Oh, not again. I keep on going back onto the sketch layer when I start my lines. Oh, wait, I got this. If I lock the sketch layer... Oh, wait. If I lock the sketch layer... I won't be able to accidentally alter it by putting the lines on it. Ta-da! Anyway. This is Amateur Art and Discussion Hour. Da-da-da. Keeping the phone on is what's going to be a real... Shocking!
It says shocking.
Yes. I'd say Johnson is best boy, but nobody here actually believes that. We love Johnson, but, okay, you're done. You're done with the Dorohedoro, references for now? Uh-oh.
Best cockroach.
Best cockroach. Didn't think that would be possible, but we have a best cockroach. Okay, so, it was now, I think, a little bit more than a week ago that I showed you the Demon Slayer movie. So you'll know all of what it is I'm talking about. And I told you before how I was glad that it didn't do anything in regards to trying to recap the series, because it's a continuation of just picking up where the anime left off. And I actually...
Yeah.
I actually wonder, I wonder why it is that UFOtable actually decided to do that. I wonder why they decided to make this particular arc a movie as opposed to just adding this into the beginning of the next season. I wonder what the logic behind that was. Part of me thinks that they're just getting used to doing movies after they finished a certain Fate trilogy. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably a scheme to boost viewership or interest in the series.
That's true.
They thought that that releasing an entire arc as a movie would receive, I don't know, more. It would bring in people that wouldn't hadn't watched the show previously. I don't know, when they see it on Netflix.
What was that?
No, it's not on Netflix, is it?
Super Z, just
when
subscribe.
They see it on...
Thank you, Super Z. That's not what the widget is supposed to look like, though. That's not what the widget is supposed to look like when I get a subscription. I spent so much time yesterday trying to set up the... I spent so much time yesterday trying to set up a custom widget for that, and it didn't even work. Oh, boy. They're hitting multiple birds with one stone, says I am Boot. Probably. But, in regards to the movie, I think that it was both a good thing and a not so good thing in regards to the series itself. The negative part is, I'm not sure if you noticed, but at the beginning of the movie, and again, we're just going to talk about everything in the movie, so if you don't want spoilers, why are you here? They spend a lot of time in Tanjiro's dream sequence. And I feel like if the series, or if that sequence was split up into multiple episodes... Super Z is your friend, by the way. Oh, thank you. Thank you, nice to know. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about, too. But I think that there was something about Tanjiro's dream sequence going on for a really long time that you noticed how long it was because it was all sequential in the movie. Versus, I feel like if it had been split up into episodes, you wouldn't notice how much time was actually being taken up by it, you know? Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know why, but when it's all there, sometimes you wonder, wait, how far into the movie are we, and why are we still stuck inside of dreams? At that point, you can feel almost how the anime pads certain things out. And they did add things that were amusing. They elongated the dream sequences and stuff like that. as opposed to in the manga where you didn't actually see any details. You didn't actually see any of the details about Zenitsu and Inosuke's dreams. They just kind of had little footnotes between the manga chapters. And then UFO will turn those into whole 30-second to a minute long dream sequences, which was nice considering they seem to have something against the wholesome Zenitsu moments. I don't get it. I showed you that before, right? Where there are like panels in the manga where Zenitsu is genuinely doing wholesome things, but they never actually happened in the anime. Because there's at least 2 instances like that, and I'm like, okay, who at the studio really doesn't like him?
I Am Boot says, plays Dream Police by Cheap Trick.
The Dream Police. Yes. I have that song, but I can't play it because of this.
1713.
Oh, I made that mistake before. It's pronounced Cage. It's pronounced Cage.
It's Cage?
Yes.
Oh. If Mugen Train was part of television running the sequence, would have... Wait, what? If Mugen Train was part of television running the sequence, would have... Oh no. Would have been relatively shorter or in the very least, it would have been an entire episode. I think what he's trying to say is, if the movie was serialized, they would have made each dream sequence its own episode, kind of like they. He's saying that they would shove the season full of filler.
Most people hate Zenitsu. What do you expect? And I guess I see why. I know that a lot of people who have read the manga don't dislike Zenitsu as much, and I've seen the logic be people who have read the manga only don't have to listen to his voice in the anime, which I think is one of the funniest parts, actually. But no, I think what Cage was trying to say was that the dream sequence wouldn't have seemed so long if it was in a serialized version. If it was a serialized rendition of the sequence, because it would have been all relegated to one episode, and it wouldn't seem like it was running over its time. Versus in the movie, an episode is like a fifth. An episode is like a fifth of the entire movie, so it feels longer than it should be.
Also, UFO Table hates wholesome in general. Boot says, I think I have an affinity for underdogs.
Zenitsu's an underdog.
He is.
He's a good boy. A lot of people just don't want to admit that. And while we're talking about Zenitsu, I will say that there seemed to have been some rather poor character planning in the part of what exactly happened in this movie, because you'd think that a dream demon that puts something to sleep, you'd think that Zenitsu would be the ideal hard counter to this demon, but they don't use him like that, and I think that's a real missed opportunity.
Yeah, Zenitsu's strength is of course, when he loses consciousness, it seems like it would be a layup for the writers, but yeah, no, they chose to go in a different direction. I don't know, maybe there was some conflict within the writing staff when one writer wanted to go in that direction, for the manga anyway, and another decided, no, we'll absolutely not.
Yeah,
goodness,
again.
it's so hot in here.
Do you have your fan on?
I got the fan. I got the fan. It's on. It's not pointed directly at me though, because um, I don't want I don't want it to be picked up by the mic.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that you could say that by not doing what is readily available to you, like, you know, using Zenitsu to fight against a demon who puts people to sleep. And for what it's worth, it's not like until the train started attacking everyone, it's not like Zenitsu would have even been attuned to that happening in the first place. Like nothing was happening around him to really set him off, so to speak, you know? So I guess there are arguments to be made in that regard, and like, your expectations get subverted by not having the person who is the best at fighting in their sleep fight against the
Mm-hmm.
demon that puts people to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Cage 1713, Mugen Train, how it should have ended. Demon Train. Alright, everyone's asleep. Oh, he's saying Zenitsu should have killed all the demons. Okay, well,
The movie would have been a lot shorter.
yeah.
The entire arc would have been a lot shorter. And I'm trying to think of in regards to the train itself, I don't think that the movie format was the best way to go about it. But in regards to Best Boy, Kyojiro Rengoku, I will say that I think that the movie did good on his character arc.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he benefited from being featured in this movie format as opposed to, you know, showing up in the you know, maybe 2 episodes total runtime worth that he would have been featured in the series.
Mm-hmm. Iron Boot says, what do you mean, we're your fans? I don't know what she means by that.
If you're talking about in regards to the fan, um, a Conspiracy here actually has a physical fan running so that he doesn't
I have a
overheat.
physical fan on, so I don't overheat, yeah.
So that would be what that is talking about. I really gotta see about fixing that widget. I don't want to have. I had a special widget. I had a special widget that should have played. Oh, it would have been really entertaining too. Now I got all that time, all that time. Oh well. At least we got Photoshop
The
up
way
and running.
you the way you do lines is very interesting.
Really?
And no, it's just the way and I've learned recently that is the way I do lines is not technically the quote correct way to do lines. You're drawing lines correctly, but I've always wondered why you've done it this way instead of just like tediously just tracing over everything.
Is that not what I'm doing? There's a fruit fly
Yes,
in
no,
here
that
and
is
it's
what you're
distracting
doing.
me.
It's I just every time I see somebody do it, it's just very strange because I'm not used to drawing like that, and I need to get more accustomed to doing that. It'll make
I
my lines cleaner.
I guess we'll see how I like it when it turns out because I generally don't like my line art, but I've got to practice and I can only count on like the sketch underneath actually looking good for the lines to actually
Mm-hmm.
turn out properly.
Mm.
But
Well,
anyway, I'd be drawing memes.
it's maybe you just need to adjust your pressure settings. It, it'll make like it'll give your centers more thickness and your ends more narrowness. I suppose I had a really difficult time with making sure that my lines didn't end in just like weird, fadey, gross, jagged, ugly. Oh, oh my goodness!
Nope.
But
Okay.
your lines are good.
Yeah,
I
they
know you
look
say
good.
that my lines are good. Your lines are are good.
Well, we'll see how it all turns out. Anyway, where was I? Yes,
Yeah, that looks good.
Rengoku's character arc, is benefited by being featured in the movie exclusively. Actually, I think the collars on the uniforms kinda do a thing like this. I suddenly can't remember because this is just the sketch, and I'm like, I'll fill in some of the details like this pattern on the Haori later, but then that turned out to be a bad idea.
They look like turn of the century Japanese military fatigues. They have the collar with the thick silver buttons.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer movie. But yes, movie for the dream sequence felt a little weird. Movie for Rengoku character felt like it was actually really, really good. I feel like, the character has a lot more impact to feel and feels very heavily, what is the word that I'm looking for? I'm just gonna be tripping over words like that all day. Character has more impact when they're allowed to focus on him for this exact amount of time as opposed to having to split up the episodes. And it was good.
KH1713, and yeah, Rengoku probably wouldn't have had a big of an impact within the fandom if Mugen Train was a few episodes instead of a movie that focused on him. You know what? I'm actually really impressed at how well they fleshed out a character in a single movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, it's just I, usually Western storytellers aren't able to do things like that, and they'll just like introduce the character out of nowhere and expect you to feel bad when they die.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't invested the time to invested any time making developing developing I suppose a an empathetic link between the viewer and the writing. But I think the film the Demon Slayer film did that very well with Fireboy.
And not to put too fine a point on that, but even in like the manga, if I had read the manga beforehand, I don't think like even though I would have seen it coming, I think that the movie still would have been more emotionally impactful than the manga. I think that the anime, something people like to point out is the anime, with the animation and the direction and everything that goes into this presentation of the series, it really expands upon what it is that the manga tries to get across. So, yeah, I think that even people who knew what was going to happen, like me, because I can't avoid spoilers for the life of me, Fireboy. Yes, Fireboy. Best boy. It's like you saw it coming, but it doesn't
talks
have
about
the,
military fatigues and school uniforms. That's very funny.
Yeah, the movie just made it so much, it did have a bigger emotional impact than I think the manga did. Also, it just looked fantastic. Also, I can go to the Demon Slayer movie, as I've said multiple times, for an example of how very strange the genetic diversity of Demon Slayer is. Because you've got characters who look kind of like each other who are related, like Nezuko and Tanjiro. and their siblings. And then you have people who look exactly like each other when they're related, like every single Rengoku for the past who knows how many generations. And every single Rengoku guy, at least. I don't know. Oh, that brings up a different point I'll get to later. And then you have people like a couple of siblings who really don't look anything like each other unless I looked closer to see whether or not there's any similarities between each other. But again, that'll have to be a second season. That'll have to be a second season discussion.
Hmm.
Too many characters expect you to like the characters they'll put tragedy or triumph into. Yeah, you can't just throw somebody in there like that. You gotta put some effort into the character. And regardless of what a lot of people think in regards to Demon Slayer, it really isn't badly written.
Mm-hmm. I think the genetic diversity that we see in Demon Slayer is, it's not surprising considering the stylistic nature of this of the series.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear that that they really cared about how the show looked, and I suppose when I mean I wouldn't expect same face-itis from a show like Demon Slayer. I wouldn't expect I wouldn't expect I wouldn't expect it to look like Sword Art Online or anything like that. Where they create a base and then just copy paste ad infinitum.
Yeah. I wonder how far back... Oh, well, it looks like the stream isn't lagging too much. Gosh, dang it. I hate drawing circles. It doesn't look like the stream is lagging too much. But yeah, unless the characters,
Page
again...
1713, so it's refreshing to see a story that actually puts time to endear us to a character before they punch a hole into his chest.
I can bring up an image of that. It was more like the upper abdomen. I've watched it too many. I've watched these. I've watched it too many
it's
times.
Like his
like right beneath the solar
plexus.
plexus.
Demon was aiming for his solar plexus.
That entire sequence was just so amazing to watch. Same face-itis. I try so hard to avoid same face syndrome.
I don't know what you're talking about, I Am Boot. Sword Art Online is fantastic. It is 10 out of 10. One of the greatest one of the greatest pieces of fiction of all time. So creative. So endearing. It's just amazing. Boot's wrong.
That's sarcasm, by the way.
Oh yeah, I've been told that because I have a bit of a flat affect, people can't detect I'm being sarcastic.
What is that noise? I think somebody's vacuuming upstairs. Oh well. What have we got here? Well, I've almost finished the lines on Gyu here.
Oh, no. Yes, I forgot about you. I forgot about your weeb shelf. A very diverse collection.
Oh yeah.
I really need a bookshelf.
You can't see it, but I've got Dorohedoro and Baccano behind me. You'll have to wait for that to show up, because there is a little bit of a lag here. I actually moved the bookshelf. I didn't have it back there, and it was just a really boring colored wall. And I kept on trying to mess with like green screen settings in OBS, but it doesn't work when you're just trying to color sample the wall back there, and I didn't have time to get like a sheet or anything of all the same color in order to replace it. So I ended up saying, okay, this is the day. This is the day we're finally gonna just move the bookshelf behind me. Because I was always afraid that the chair that I'm on, when I'm getting up, was going to like bump into it whenever I was trying to move. So I really didn't want to do that, but I was like, you know what, I had to have something actually behind me. So there we go. The impromptu background. Here we go. The I want to go in and fix that subscription setting. It's amazing how they managed to make an absolute jerk A++ or asterisks. Oh, I get what you're trying to say.
Asterisk.
Like Kirito into someone we endear. Wait, you're not talking about the abridged version? No, we're not talking about the abridged version. I've been told to watch Sword Art Online abridged. But, of course, that is to my own discretion, and as of yet, I haven't really found the time nor the interest in doing so.
I, of course, would recommend it. I think I watched the pilot. I'm not gonna. It premiered on Adult Swim, and I watched, like, when I was, it might have been high school. And I watched the pilot, and that's it.
Oh, for Sword Art Online?
Yeah, icky. I'm like, well, this is just dot hack. This is just dot hack, but not weird. What's the fun in that?
I've only watched one Dot Hack series, and that one was so confusing and boring. I was like,
Oh, it must have been the OVA, right?
I watched Dot Hack Sign, yeah, it's like 12 episodes. 12. It might have been longer than 12 episodes, I don't remember.
Yeah, the OVA was just. It was a fever dream. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were doing. Late night Toonami, yeah. You know what? Actually, might have been late night Toonami. I am boot.
Yeah, that's usually when the Cartoon Network block does the anime stuff, is Toonami. Toonami / Adult Swim, whatever they want to call it. Well, Toonami is an Adult Swim block, isn't it? Technically,
no, it's right before Adult Swim.
Okay.
They merged it. I'm pretty sure they merged it relatively recently, in the past 5 or 6 years. They've merged the two.
I hate my lines so much.
Like, they'll play like Toonami right before they play the fantastic adult cartoons that they play on Adult Swim.
Okay, I'm gonna need to pick up
and
a
live
reference
action
to
shows
look at this
because
howdy. Because they do that. Un moment. And can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, everything went quiet for a second there, and I'm always like, did we lose connection? Okay. Finding this.
You drew his kimono really well. They tend to like drape over the neck and the shoulders, and that definitely looks like that's what's happening.
Okay.
I always fail to realize that is how those are worn, and my kimonos always look like bathrobes.
Let's see what we've got here. The pattern. Oh man, the pattern. Okay, so we're just gonna have to like start from scratch on the pattern here. I'm gonna get rid of the sketch underneath of it because it's.
Cage 1713. I made the terrible decision to binge the entire first arc one boring weekend. I'm dot hack, I assume.
Or Sword Art
Online.
Online.
I continued on. Or sorry, well, that's the thing. Then for some reason continued on for a few more episodes into the fairy arc. Yeah, Sword Art. Last I knew, on the weekends, Toonami took over Adult Swim's runtime, but I guess that changed.
When the Fire
Iron Boot says
Nation
I'm not
attacked.
a fan of adult cartoons. You're not missing much. There are a few like semi-decent ones from like way back in the day, but yeah.
Let's see
There's
if we
they
can
just
get this.
like Adult Swim got into this pattern of making like anti-humor content, which is just I don't like anti-humor. If you're gonna be funny, be funny. Don't be so bad that you hope that people find it funny because it's so bad.
Mhm.
Because you can't force that. That has to just happen. You can't force anti-humor.
Anti-humor is incidental, as it were.
Yeah, anti-humor is incidental, like The Room. Or anything produced by Neil Breen. He's a genius. He doesn't even know. Because they were all edgelord gross out shows, except Rick and Morty.
Let's see, yeah.
I still watch Rick and Morty. I like Rick and Morty. It's okay, I guess.
I get all of my animation entertainment pretty much from Japan, so yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
The Weeb Shelf is proof of this. And that's just mangoes. Actually, there is anime on the
Just
shelf.
the
It's just
mangoes.
way down there. Not gonna pick anything up right now. Oh boy.
The moment I start going to conventions with you guys, I'm gonna fall prey to collecting things.
Oh. Spaghetti.
Yeah. Like, wow, this mango looks pretty neat.
Oh, but
Next
where
thing
was
you know, I have like 200.
Are you collecting One Piece? Well, that's got over 100 volumes now,
200
doesn't it?
One Piece volumes is just like what? 20% of One Piece so far?
I don't know. What is Oda saying now?
Cage 1713. Anti-humor needs actual humor to support it. No, it doesn't.
Gosh dang, where am I even on this pattern?
Anti-humor is usually
I'm making
things
the
that
pattern
aren't like
bigger
meant
than it
as
needs
comedy
to be.
that end up being comedy by accident because of poor writing and poor acting, a combination of the two.
Oh
Poor
gosh.
set design, poor pacing. Like
Gotoge has cursed
Plan
me
9
with
from outer
this Haori pattern on Gyu's, on Gyu. I drew it once, but it's really hard to replicate it. I'm not a fan of how complicated it is.
They're just cubes, right?
Yes, but they're
Yeah.
like three-dimensional cubes. I've got a reference up on my phone right now, and it's like, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? Oh my goodness.
Just like tetrahedron cubes.
I can't do it. I can't do it. But I
Let me
have
look it
to.
up. I'm pretty sure that's what it.
In addition to
Demon
like
Slayer.
the color pattern.
Oh, it's just Oh, there was a game in the 80s. What was it called? An arcade game. It was Hubert?
Okay, so let me get this.
Is that what it's called? Cubert. What? Cubert. Yeah, it was Cubert. It was a game. You're on like a little pyramid, and you have to light up all the cubes by hopping on each of the cubes, and you can't jump on a cube more than once. It's like a puzzle game. But yeah,
Gyu's Haori is
that's
a
what
puzzle
his pattern
game.
looks like. They look like.
What was that?
Is that gonna be Gyu's nickname now? Cubert?
Hubert? Yes!
You are Cubert now. I hope Miss Bones comes in to hear that. Gyu is her spirit animal. Oh dear. Yeah, the lines are
Hubert
just
is
gonna
the
have to
game
be
you're
a little
thinking of.
messy.
Okay, yep.
It's going to be a little bit messy. Hurry up, I need to get on to the next character.
Oda said like 3 years ago we're halfway to the end of One Piece, so we're gonna have over 2,000 volumes.
2,000, oh boy. 2,000 volumes or 2,000 chapters? Because I know One Piece is well over 1,000 chapters.
Yeah. 2,000 chapters. So bad.
And then it goes down like that.
As long as he doesn't pull the One Pieces, the friends we made along the way, I think.
Okay, what do
I
we
think
got
it'll
here?
be worth it
What?
for people who like One Piece. I don't like the character designs. I mean, they're fantastically unique, but I just don't. You know, I don't. Everybody's legs are just like weird, and like female characters, their midriffs are like there's no way they can like support the upper halves of their bodies.
So does it just keep on kind of going down like this? Okay.
They have really big hands.
And then that.
Oh, big hands creep me out. I don't know why.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this pattern. I'm gonna get this fly by the end of the night, and I'm gonna be so happy when it finally happens.
Oda is trying to make One Piece the longest running series ever. It's going to be the friends we made along the way. Yeah, like Cage 1713. I mean, I hope not, but
I don't.
I don't know what kind of guy Oda is, but if
I mean, if he wants
that's
people
something I
to
would
burn,
do.
if he wants people to burn his manga, then that's something he should do.
That's a lot of fire.
That's a lot of fire. Oh, but where were we? Yeah, Demon Slayer. We don't have that problem. It's 23 volumes. It's a relatively quick read. It's super quick if you're talking about like shonen series. It's like half the length of and there's a bunch of other materials to go with it as well. Like, of course, they did a stage play, and there's like a bunch of bonus novels with side stories in the school, the Kimetsu Academy alternate universe, which I would watch an entire show of, to be honest, if I got to see all of the different ideas that Gotoge presents in her what do you call it? In her just, she has all of these little side notes that she makes between the chapters in the manga, and I love reading those. Although, to a point, there are certain things that she mentions, like in regards to the Demon Slayer train movie. I have a question for you. Do you know how it is that Rengoku, Zenitsu, and Inosuke finally woke up from being under the train spell? Do you know how the spell finally broke?
Well, it depends. Well, it depends on the character, right?
Nope.
No. Let's see. What happened?
Okay, so that's a solid. It goes like that.
I can't remember. Crud.
Well, Tanjiro woke himself up by killing himself in his dream.
By killing himself in his dream.
Yeah, because he managed to get that all figured out with the help of Nezuko, right? How everybody else managed to wake up, since no one else realized they were in a dream or having too good of a time. They don't tell you this, But Tanjiro told her to wake everybody up, and how she did it was she burned their tickets. She burned their tickets, and that's what woke them up. But they don't even mention that in the manga. That's in one of those side notes at the between the chapters in the manga volumes. So if I had to point out a real flaw in Demon Slayer's writing, it's that Gotoge, she doesn't plan. She knows like what she wants to do, but she doesn't give herself the time to do it. And that's where I would put the flaws in
woke up
Demon
because
Slayer.
of animal instincts.
No, Inosuke woke up because
pig
Nezuko burned his ticket. Nezuko burned his pig instinct. His pig instincts. Inosuke was great in the movie. He's a really, like, well-rounded character. Like but I know this is not a spoiler, but by the time we get to the end of the series, he really feels like a character. You don't feel like you're missing anything to Inosuke.
Hmm.
Inosuke, he feels complete, and in the sense that you're really, at least I was really satisfied with what all was done with his character. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness.
I still figured out Zenitsu didn't wake up at all, but he realized him and Nezuko were in danger.
Probably.
That did happen.
I think that, well, by the time the danger started actually actively showing up on the train, it was probably something instinctive inside of Zenitsu that said, okay, stay asleep, do what you need to do, because that's all you can do is while you're sleeping. So there probably was something like that. Okay, let's see if we can't, I think I'm getting the hang of this pattern. Okay, and then it goes down here, and then there's like one here and one here.
No, it does look good.
Oh, it won't by the time I get rid of the sketch underneath. At least that's what I'm gonna think.
Oh, no.
I do appreciate the encouragement, though. I had to move on to Iguro, though. I've got to get to the next one.
Oh, but yes, I am Boot. That Qbert is, I believe it is in Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah, Qbert is in Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay, well there you go.
Do you hear the dog? Do you hear the barking of a small doggo?
No, I can't, but the fan's probably too loud in my ear. The dumb fan.
Oh, that's fine.
It's almost fast enough to take off. I don't know why it's so loud.
Fan settings.
It's like a newer
they have
fan.
like three. They've got three settings. They've got barely moving. Gosh, that's kind of fast, and then it looks like it's gonna fly off and kill someone in a freak accident. Those are the settings
it's only
on the
on
fans.
low setting right now, and it's really loud and really strong. And if I crank it up all the way, you can hear it from the hallway. It's it's so bad.
Oh boy. Okay, so we almost got it.
Boot says she can hear the Borks.
Okay. So the doggo is audible.
Thank goodness somebody can.
The doggo is audible. Okay, so we almost got it here. We just gotta do that, and that, and that. Again, I think I'm getting the hang of the pattern. It took a minute, though. It took a minute. And by the time we get to this point, I get to be glad that I've almost finished it, and that no one's going to be paying attention to this bottom bit where everything kind of clashes together. We're going to pretend like that's not even there. Okay, there we go. But yeah, Demon Slayer, train movie, great. Ironically, I thought I was gonna be happy about the trains and the train murder, but that turned out to be not even the most interesting part of the movie. And I'm not upset by that. I am not upset by that. Do. I have other notes that I can bring up too, as well, in just a second here. So the third time I went to go see the movie in theater, I took my youngest brother with me, right? He decided that he actually wanted to come because the invitation was always kind of extended to him. And we had watched only like the first 2 episodes in regards to Demon Slayer with him. And he said that it kind of freaked him out a little bit. And he's younger, so, you know, that's understandable. Not outside the age range for the movie or anything like that, but, you know, he's still kind of younger. Around my age when I was first starting to get into anime, so I guess that is understandable, at least to me. And, I asked him what his favorite part of the movie was coming out of it, and he said that his favorite part was right at the beginning when they meet Rengoku, and he's yelling, "Tasty!" after every single bite of these bento boxes that he's eating. And everybody's just kind of...
An optimist.
He is an optimist.
I am Boot. Your comment was auto-flagged. I unflagged it, don't worry.
Oh, what was her...
Maybe in the future come up with synonyms.
What was
This is not a condemnation.
What was the comment?
She says, I am Boot. I ate no flying pussyfoot, but it was still good.
Oh, I can see why that comment would have gotten
I assume
flagged.
she mean it. Yeah, she said foot. You can't say that.
No lewd language. No lewd language. And I need to make a thinner line along here. Give me a sec. Almost done. Then we'll move on to the next one, which will hopefully not take as long, because this is the most complicated pattern out of any of them.
I want to know more about the Snake Man.
Wait, we have a fight at the end? Activate the budget! Unlimited budget works! People talking about UFOtable and apparently tax dodging allegations, and it's like, oh, because they actually pay their animators? If that's the reason why it takes them so long to get, like, to the second season of Demon Slayer, then I'm willing to wait. Everyone knows Peter Pan. Don't know who said the word. Yeah, I pulled up the chat just now so that I could see some
you're
stuff.
going in the timeout.
Oh no. You don't have to do that. I think he's learned his lesson.
It's a Bakano reference because trains. Oh, I know what it's from. I'm Boot.
Love Bakano. Second season never, but eventually I'm gonna get to a point where I'll start doing live streams and I'm literally just gonna be reading the books. No editing, just me reading the books and then maybe commentating, depending entirely on whether or not anybody's interested in that.
I almost regret you introducing me to that show because I mean, yeah, no second season. I actually thoroughly enjoyed Bakano.
It's good. It is my favorite. And I don't think anything is ever going to change that. Tomioka actually has pupils in the anime. He doesn't in the manga. They do a lot of, They do a lot of work in the anime to make the most of, Gotoge's character designs. And we should all appreciate that. There we go, okay, Tomioka is done. Okay, let's move on to Iguro next. And we'll lock this again. Oh well, Cage will be back from the Shadow Realm in a couple of minutes, I guess. But you said in regards to this character, you'd like to learn more about Snake Man here.
Yes, yes, I would.
Doot doot. I think, like, I have a ranking system for the Hashira, and it's pretty much just top half and bottom half, and he's in the top half for me. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. Iguro Obanai. Oh man, I just want to Snake. Yes, Snake. Listen, I haven't been able to go off on this yet, but Rengoku is a very, very important character, and what happened to him in the movie has absolutely no, does not, like, relegate his influence to being, over by any means. You're just gonna keep on seeing more and more of it. They left the Shadow Realm side of the door unlocked. Oh, well, welcome back, Cage. Welcome back. Yeah, this is gonna take some time. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Don't think you're done seeing all the fiery hair and the piercing red and yellow eyes.
That never blink.
Never. They don't. Like I said, he blinks a total of like 8 times, and 3 of those times were in his dream sequence, and then 4 of those other times are in his flashback sequence where he's dreaming about, where he's remembering what his mom told him, and which ironically seems to have been activated when Akaza was yelling at him. So good job, Akaza. And what was the other one? The last time is that time where he was talking to Tanjiro, but his eyes are closed for more than a second in that sequence, so I don't really count it as a blink. I could just be being picky in that sense, but the man never blinks. He does sleep, though. His eyes do close when he sleeps. So, here's the other thing. I didn't notice until, actually, I read about the train thing in the manga. But, that entire first sequence with 2 demons, you know, where they got the 2 demons on the train before the entire dream thing started happening, I think that's actually all in a dream as well. I think that's all in Rengoku's dream sequence before the other dreams actually start happening.
Yes. I would agree with that.
Like, it didn't hit me the first time, but when I was reading the manga, I was like, oh, wait a second, this probably isn't even happening. Oh, and by the way, there was only, the first of those demons was in the manga, the second one wasn't, so UFOtable added that extra one, which I'm really happy about, because whatever you add to give Rengoku more screen time is A-okay with me.
Cage, alright, for consistency, just call me Computer Hates Me. It's easier for all. I changed it myself, but YouTube said no.
YouTube, stop that.
I was about to say, I thought that was a dream. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is a preemptive point in the dream sequence, and I think it was Rengoku's dream. I think it was his dream. Also, canonly, this man actively goes out and adopts anybody he can, because that's just the kind of character he is, and I think that's great. There's so much that I want to talk about, but I feel like I have to wait at least until the first episode of the next season comes out before I can mention it. Because he's such a great character, but there are points about his brother and his dad that we won't get into until season 2 that I don't think that I can mention here. It's just slightly frustrating. He's great though. Eventually there is just gonna be the Rengoku stream and I'm just gonna gush and talk about I don't want to just actively call him like the best character in all of Demon Slayer. He's just my favorite. I'm trying not to let the bias be like, he's the best. But to me, that is my opinion. I knew it was gonna happen. I said, it's okay, I won't get attached. But then I did. 'Cause I am weak. Oh, give me a sec here. I am weak. Give me a sec and whoosh. So what you're saying is, unlike Bleach's Captain Shinigami, the death of a Hashira actually means something. Yes, it does. Although, they do have an interesting system in Bleach. Anything that they don't explain in Demon Slayer, I will go ahead and say is not a spoiler. I don't know, I can't actively, remember whether or not they confirmed that there are always 9 Hashira. Because, Rengoku mentions in the movie that there are, like, 5 basic, breathing forms, and then all of the other forms kind of branch off of it. And I could bring that up on the screen now if anybody wanted to see that. I don't know whether or not 9 is the, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's bring up the nerd chart. Give me a sec, we'll find it.
Bring up the stats.
We'll do it.
The real question is, can it beat Goku?
Oh, did I show you that, I had a meme. Did I show you that meme?
Maybe?
I had a Jujutsu Kaisen meme that said, like, this anime has great characters in it, and then there was another character saying, yeah, but can they beat Goku? And the other person just smacks him.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
sure you sent me that.
Yes, okay. Let's see if we can bring up the nerd chart. And give me a sec if I just click out of the Photoshop window for a second. There it is! And it'll take a minute for it to show up on the stream on live, but it is in fact there. Jeez, how far behind is
yeah,
the
there's a little bit of a delay
stream?
on my end.
Give me a sec here.
Okay.
Dear YouTube, stop it with the latency. Okay, back to Photoshop we go. Do 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 do.
Ah!
There's the chart.
Neato.
I don't know whether or not there's like a set number of Hashira that there can be at any given time. I don't know if 9 is like where they are. Is where they're supposed to be.
Water
Or
breathing
like...
is not an offshoot of mist breathing.
No, mist breathing. No, mist breathing is an offshoot of. Is mist an offshoot of water, or was mist an offshoot of wind? Gosh dang! I literally just had it up. Give me a sec.
It was green, so I assume that's Earth.
No. Yeah, mist is an offshoot of air. Mist is an offshoot of wind breathing. Serpent, flower, and insect are all offshoots of water breathing. Sound is an offshoot of fire breathing, and love is an offshoot of fire breathing, which is something they explain in the Rengoku Gaiden, and I love it. So don't judge the love Hashira. She's great. Don't judge the love Hashira. She's great.
I'm not gonna judge her. What love breathing? Like what? I'm afraid to ask what that
I could just explain it.
No, don't.
Well, I mean, it's not.
Don't ruin
It's
it.
something that they don't mention in the main series anyway. It's something they don't
Mhm.
mention in the main series, so I could explain it and you wouldn't be. I mean, maybe they would. Maybe Ufotable would add that little bit into the anime, but I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on it.
Oh goodness. So, can I mention how overpowered? What's her name with the butterfly clip?
Shinobu?
She has the poison. Shinobu. Can I just comment on how overpowered it seems she is?
You can comment on that, and I will smack it right back and say Shinobu is literally the worst Hashira. In my own personal humble opinion.
Why aren't they like mass producing weapons based on the model of her sword? Like throwing knives, shuriken.
I feel
Like,
like I
what?
need to explain.
I mean, it
I think I
seems
need to
to
explain
make
the
their
love
lives
breathing
a lot
thing.
easier.
I think I need to explain
Clothes
the
with,
love
like,
breathing thing.
poison pins woven into them, so like. I mean, on
That's a
contact,
good question. That's a good question. And I can't explain too much because manga stuffs.
Okay, well, I will continue to harumph until I am proven wrong.
So, I guess I'm just gonna explain the thing.
Alright.
Well, computer hates me, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Okay,
I assumed Michael Jackson was immune to the poison.
So in the way of Miroku
Just-
from
I mean, I
Inuyasha,
just not-
they immediately
I
nerf the overpowered character into oblivion. I can't. I can't with Shinobu. I just can't. But I need the
Yeah,
second
Moroku's
season
got
to
the
get
I win
animated.
vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I win vacuum cleaner. Yes, stuff like that. But you know what? While we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna explain the love breathing thing. Okay. Yeah, the name of it is simply because that's what Mitsuri decided that's what it was going to be called. But the reason it's an offshoot of fire breathing is because she was originally training in the art of flame breathing. But she couldn't master it and ended up coming up with a derivative of her own, which became the love breathing techniques that she uses. They don't explain that in the main series, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And this all becomes even more relevant because, of course, she was.
You just went
learning-
quiet for a second. I thought, yeah, I thought you accidentally disconnected. Or
Oh
I
gosh,
disconnected.
I hope that doesn't happen.
No.
Yeah, if we
I
can get
doubt
to
it.
if we can get to the next two arcs. I want the next season to be the full 25 episode, 24, 25, whatever, anywhere between 24 to 26 episodes. I want it to be a full season, and I need them to get through the next two arcs. That's what needs to happen. And there are lots of things, like I want to make a Hashira ranking system in regards to Demon Slayer as a series. But I feel like, again, because the movie was so great, I think that swayed a lot of people into liking Rengoku more than if they had just read the manga. I feel like the same thing might happen with other characters, so I don't want to judge preemptively on whether or not the anime is going to change my opinions on certain things. So I'm like,
Why does the snake have, like, a disgusted scowl on his face?
because that's part of the meme, okay? It's to go with the
He
meme.
just looks like he looks like he just had to listen to, like Rengoku doing, like, doing the karaoke or something. And he was singing "I Feel Like a Woman" by Shania Twain.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there are so many points that I wish I could just talk about. I need to have a spoiler stream at some point where I just come on and talk about this kind of stuff. Because it's like, but this thing, and then that thing, and then this thing. You did what? You did what, computer
The
hates
thing,
me?
obviously.
Yeah, what thing, though? Did you call it in regards to Shinobu's poison and stuff like that?
Oh, I thought that was the case, but I asked anyway.
I actually said all that time ago, the poison's neat, how long until they nerf it? Good question. Good question.
Nick him with a shuriken. Oh, looks like I win. Yay. We don't even need our swords. We just need to throw stuff. We just need to go Naruto on these demons.
So much I can't talk about. I do wish that they had more animated. I also hope that they animate the bonus manga. They actually have a couple of Gaiden manga featuring Rengoku and Tomioka, where they're just kind of extra stories and they're illustrated by a different mangaka. And I hope they animate those into like OVAs or something like that. That would be great. Because there's some really great stories. Or at least the Rengoku one. I'm not sure how I feel about the Tomioka one. Demon Ball, good thing I spec'd into poison resistance. So after having seen the movie, I have a question. How high up on your list of top 5 Demon Slayer fights does Rengoku versus Akaza rank for you? If at all in the top 5.
At least 2. At least 2, because my favorite is the drum demon. Can't remember what his name is.
He does have a name, and I can't remember what it is either, but I agree, that's also one of my favorite fights, but after, just because I'm now incredibly biased, I will say,
Spin cycle washing machine demon.
So, do you remember the first demon that Tanjiro fought after becoming a demon slayer, and like, and he finally went on his first mission? Do you remember what demon it was?
It was the puddle demon, right?
Yeah, okay, so on the wiki they refer to it as the swamp demon, but I've always called it the chalkboard serial killer demon because of that noise it makes. And now I'm just like, yep, we're gonna have to come up with all the crazy names for the demons
It's
now.
the
It's a
it's
chalkboard
it's the
serial
water
killer
hag
demon.
from Courage the Cowardly Dog that
Un-
lures Eustace.
I haven't seen enough episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog to know exactly what you're talking about, so I'll take
Okay,
your.
so there's an episode where there's like a swamp hag, like demon spirit thing, um, that lures Eustace, the cranky old man, like
Time
presumably
for
to
your
his demise, or at
shots.
least keeps trying to do so.
I see what you're saying there, computer hates me. Land Shark Demon.
Drum demon is second
Can
for
I
it,
say
actually.
the demon we have the drug nickname for? Okay, you know what? I'll bring up the picture first. Like how we did with the, what's the timestamp on this? I'll have to write down the timestamps for where these are. 9 minutes and 18 seconds into the movie is where we see that. I need to find the, oh, well, that's too far. I need to find the silhouette. But yeah, then you can go ahead and, there we go. Okay. We'll go into this again. And when it shows up, I am boot, you can go ahead and say it. Give me a sec here. And like that. Okay, so here we have the silhouettes of upper 6. Oh, it's a mermaid slash siren in Courage the Cowardly
Siren.
Dog. Okay, that makes sense. So when the silhouettes show up, I want someone who is a professional at guessing like character designs and traits to look at these silhouettes and tell me what it is that they can glean about these upper 6 demons. Land sharks.
They look like they look like JoJo villains first and foremost.
The Dio standing atop the staircase with Polnareff looking up at him, and he's all shadowy and stuff like that. I get you there.
Yeah, they look like JoJo villains. That guy has looks like he has a fan, so I'm gonna say he has like wind powers of some sort. That's usually how it goes. The female in the front looks like aquatic in nature. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. Maybe.
What does the pot of weed do? Yeah, you can't see it, but the one that you called a genie when we were watching it, you said he looks like a genie. The nickname for that demon is pot of weed. That's what we call him.
Pot of weed.
He's
As
got...
opposed to pot of greed, I assume.
Yeah, as opposed to pot of greed. He's
I say his power is illusion, but you know, I don't know.
we already kind of did that with the train demon, didn't we? I'd say that Gotoge doesn't use the same trick twice, but that would be inaccurate. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for there to be a demon that has similar illusion-based powers. And again, I can't go into too much detail.
Wait a minute, Alibaba is the one with wind powers.
Yeah, Akaza. So we have a genie, an old man. I know exactly what it is you're saying there. A Ronin, Mr. Respect Women Juice, and a fop. Okay, which one are you calling the fop? I gotta know. Which one are you calling fop?
Respect women.
Is it the one on the far right? Is that who you're referring to as a fop? Aww. The one with the... Oh, man. Let me tell you, the fandom's gonna... that guy's gonna drive people crazy. That guy's gonna drive people crazy. Fops automatically have fans. Man, I want Miss Bones to be in here, because she's the only other person I know who actually is acquainted with the characters. Oh, that's right, I've still got upper 6 on the screen. I'll get back to Photoshop. Give me a sec here. Okay, Igoro, here we go. Did you call it? I'm not sure. You'd have to actually, I have a different nickname. I have a different nickname for that guy. He's a little hard to explain, and I don't want to, like, say too much about it, because, again, he should show up in the 2nd season. All of the, other upper 6 should show up. While we're talking about the demons, I want to say that even though Akaza killed my anime husband, he is actually my favorite of the demons in the series. And he's actually a testament of proof that Gotoge actually does have plans for her characters when she introduces them. Whether or not she gives herself the time to actually, you know, work with those characters. Oh, he's that guy. I can't explain it. Computer hates me. I'm gonna have to, if we want to have, I'll tell you anything you want to about that character off stream sometime, if you really want confirmation on exactly what kind of character that one is. But still, pot of weed. Yeah, listen.
It can't be any worse than,
once you see
than the train demon.
than the Slaneshi cultist, Enmu.
No.
You wouldn't stop saying that, and now that's his.
Around inside of me.
Now I'm never gonna. Now that's just gonna be his nickname from now on, and he's gonna be the Slaneshi cultist. And I wonder whether or not I told Miss Bones about that.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You get the gist.
It's
Okay.
the androgyny that really sells it.
There were some people who were like, okay, but is this one supposed to be a guy or a girl? That's a guy.
It would have been better if they let it hang in the air.
Yeah, they do in the manga. I don't remember there explicitly being any of those images where you could see him when he was fused to the train, didn't have a shirt on, stuff like that. I don't remember there being anything like that in the manga, so I think they added that to the anime. And if anybody has that information, then please tell me. Did somebody say cults? Maybe somebody said cults. Maybe somebody said cults, I am boot. The Slaneshi cultist. I am boot. How, Professor Oak, are you a boy or a girl? I am boot. How familiar are you with, the Chaos Gods of Warhammer 40,000? Did I ever, have you gotten any of that from anybody? And yes.
Have you wasted countless hours going through the wiki?
Basically the 4 primary chaos gods. Have I told you anything about those? I illustrated them before. I have drawn them before. Did I ever show you those ones, I am boot? Or whatever the sleep demon's name was. You got it mostly correct. There's no O in Enmu's name. The sleep demon, the Slaneshi cultist, the train demon, whatever you want to call him.
Dream.
And I'm waiting for I am boot, the dream.
I am boot says I'm not sure.
Well, basically, you have your 4 primary chaos gods. Korn is the blood god. Nurgle is the plague god. I only heard you guys talk about them. Yeah, Tzeentch is the god of confusion. I like to call him. He's the god of change and metamorphosis and stuff.
Lies, plots, knowledge.
Change.
Change.
And basically. You did show it to me.
Slanesh is the
god of excess. Yep. The god of indulgence, as it were.
Anything.
Yeah, we're not going to explain it too much. We're not going to explain it too much, but basically
specifically excess.
Too much.
Taking pleasure.
Literally too much of every good
going
thing.
Overboard with it.
Too much of every good
Yeah.
thing. That is what Slanesh is the god of. The conspiracy god, yeah, that would be Zinch. Zinch
Yep,
is
that's
the, Zinch is the, yeah, I have plans. But now that you know about the plan has changed.
it is the secret deity of politicians and the thing and the such. There's like a real problem in 40K with upper hive dwellers secretly worshiping Zinch because their entire world is intrigue and conspiracy.
Slanesh, I am an addiction given form, the debauchery god. Yes, exactly.
Debauchery, yes.
That is how
Debauchery.
Slanesh came to be. That is how Slanesh came to be. Anyway, Enmu, as a demon, gives off such heavy Slanesh vibes. Conspiracy here just automatically kind of made the connection. Bad vibes. Bad vibes.
The longer you worship Slanesh, the crazier you get because when you take things to excess, it like burns out your like you get used to like the dopamine rush of things like
You get
food.
bored.
You get bored. You need more and more extreme like versions of the things you like. And yeah, some of that the train demons lines are really icky.
They kind of are. And for
Yeah,
what
like,
for
when
what it's
he's
worth,
used
that's
to-
not just a dub thing. That's not just a dub thing. It's like that in Japanese as well.
When he's fused to the train,
It's
he
an anime
says,
archetype. It's an anime archetype to have characters like that. The Awu pillow. Oh, you remember the Awu pillow from the Slanesh picture? Yeah. That is definitely in there. Oh, I'm sorry. The camera is shaking. I am so sorry about that.
I can feel them skittering around inside of me. That's what he said.
That is what he said.
Gross.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
0 out of 10. Burn the train.
I think that Akaza is aligned to the blood god. What do you think? If you had to assign an alignment of the primary chaos gods to the demons and Demon Slayer, what do you think?
Fuck is that?
Yeah, Alibaba.
Alibaba?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Corn. Yeah. It's Corn for sure.
I knew I resonated with him more than I did with Enmu.
Corn is the god of blood, but also the god of warfare, martial prowess, and honor. So like everything war related, he's addicted to battle. Yeah, that's Corn for sure.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
He would definitely be like a chaos champion of Corn. He would definitely have the mark of Corn upon him.
Oh,
the
I
granted
should
blessings
draw
of-
that. I should draw Akaza as a corn berserker. That would be really cool.
Yeah, you should.
That would be real. Okay, I'll write that down as something that I should draw, because that is a lot to his character. And again, Akaza is a testament to. You can actually tell that Gotoge plans out her characters when, by the time they show up, there are some key elements to his first appearance that are indicated by that. That are indicated by things that will be revealed later on, as opposed to the backwards writing in some other series that you wonder, wait, was that actually planned from the beginning? No, there are definitely elements of Demon Slayer that are planned from the beginning. But yeah, Akaza as a corn berserker, I better remember that one. I could do that. Oh man.
Muzan would definitely be Zinch.
Yep. I agree.
Because he's paranoid.
Anime archetype, I am here to make you uncomfortable to watch this around your friends and your parents. Yep, that's Enmu's archetype. Corn Berserker, giant angry ear of corn ready to kill. No, not quite. I'm sure that's been done before, though.
Yes,
That's been
Yes.
done, definitely.
that's true. I am Buddha's right. Corn is.
Oh gosh. Oh, but where were we? Let me think. Oh, and as a response, I did see your thing earlier, Computer Hates Me, about the Akaza versus Rengoku fight being number one as of the ones that are animated so far. I'm under the impression, because the movie left such a big it left such a big impression on me, that it's going to have a lot of my favorite elements of the series to it moving forward, but UFOtable manages to do so much with Demon Slayer as a series as it gets animated that I feel like I have to wait before I can definitively say this part's my favorite, that part's my favorite, etc. Rengoku's always going to be my favorite character, though. Kyojuro Rengoku specifically is always going to be my favorite character. That's not going to change. And I forgot the name of Iguro's snake just now. It's like Kaburamaru or something like that. Slightly upset snake. Fair enough, yeah. I am looking forward to seeing what they do with Season 2. I don't think that there's too much for them to, like, add into it or anything like that. But yeah, next 2 arcs. Let's go. Let's get into the fun stuff. Okay, wait a second here. Doop, doop. So, reading the manga, there's a Iguro always has a snake with him. The snake looks really derpy in the manga. There are so many panels where you can just randomly take a picture of it, and the snake is just sitting there with, like, crossed eyes.
Oh no.
It's really rather amusing, as I try not to mimic the expressions of the characters that I am drawing. Here we go. Stick the landing, unlike Attack on Titan. In regards to, what exactly? Oh, animation? I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, Snake. Give me a sec, what have we got here? Doo-doo-doo, there we go. But in regards to attack, something bad is going to happen to that snake. I can neither confirm nor deny that. But what did you mean, stick the landing, in regards to Attack on Titan, Computer Hates Me? Do you mean in regards to, like, anime and animation, or ending, or what? Because we're not here to talk about Attack on Titan. I just want to know what comparison you're making here. In regard to what exactly? Yes. Okay. Then I guess we're moving on. Let me bring up my notes to see what else I wanted to say about, the movie. La 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 la. Okay, I want to talk about something that's actually really funny. That I thought was interesting, because by the time I watched the movie in the theater for the second time, you'll notice that when Rengoku is giving his, all of it, when Rengoku is giving his final speech to Tanjiro, he doesn't actually mention any of the other characters by name. Like, he didn't actually pick up on what any of their names were by the time we got to this point, and I find that incredibly realistic.
That's me dying. Like, you know, the scaredy cat and the wild man.
The scaredy cat. Yeah, that's essentially...
Scaredy cat.
That's essentially what he did. He remembered Tanjiro's last name, as he refers to him as young Kamado the entire time, but Nezuko is just his sister. And, you know, Zenitsu is the blonde kid, and then, Inosuke's the boar kid. Like, he didn't have the time to actually register what any of their names were, so he just kind of, goes with, whatever it is he can say, and he says it with a completely straight face. And, again, it's an emotional moment, so you don't notice it at first, but it's like, he doesn't actually know what any of their names are, and I find that really funny. he, and again, since he may or may not have some form of hearing damage, he might not have even heard it in the first place. They don't know our names. Nope, he doesn't know your name. Sorry. Sorry. It's a miracle he remembered Tanjiro's last name, okay? Doot. That's one of the many funny little things that I can point out about the series. Oh, and, at some point I was, thinking about what the best example is of, you could, in theory, go to see the Demon Slayer movie on its own without seeing the rest of the show, but of course that's not recommended. I think that the thing that would make the least sense when you're watching the movie, because, like, they do the whole thing about, you know, that most of Tanjiro's family is dead, right? You know that Tanjiro's family is dead. They do that to explain the context of what has happened in the series, you know, the dreams and all that other stuff. The thing that makes the least sense, if you were to go in without knowing anything about Demon Slayer, is Zenitsu's sleep fighting. That would make the least sense out of anything else in the series. And I have come to this conclusion after realizing myself, thinking, wait a second, how did Zenitsu know that Nezuko was in trouble? And then it took me a minute to remember he has super hearing. It took me a minute to actually remember that. And I'm like, it's such an important character trait. And I forgot it while I was actually watching the movie. It's like, yes, he has super hearing. He not only heard Nezuko was in trouble from, like, the entire way down the train, which I think I'll get up that clip next, because I love watching those two sequences. The one where Zenitsu goes from the back of the train to the part of the train where Nezuko is at, and you just see the lights go down the cars as he's traveling so fast. And then the part where Rengoku essentially does the same thing, but, you know, burning everything along the way. Why are you not surprised to hear that he was sleep fighting? Because, oh, you know what? I Am Boot, you wouldn't exactly get it. You wouldn't exactly get it because you weren't familiar with, me and, some other folks when we were in our Naruto stage. There's a filler arc in Naruto. I don't remember if Rock Lee ever canonly fought while he was sleeping, but he definitely did in a filler arc at some point, and I was gonna say it's because Zenitsu is Rock Lee.
I remember that episode.
Okay, was that just in a filler, or did they have extra, or did that actually happen
filler.
canonly? Okay, didn't
No,
have
I'm
it
pretty
canonly.
sure that's just filler.
Okay. I was gonna make that comparison because I said that Zenitsu is a combination of Rock Lee and Jacuzzi Splot. He gets, like, the cowardice and the crying from Jacuzzi, but he gets, like, the secret badassery and, actually being competent despite, you know, all odds from Rock Lee. That's the kind of character he is.
Wait a minute. No, I think the sleep fighting may have been canon because it was part of him, like his recovery arc, and he accidentally took he accidentally drank sake instead of his I don't know, recovery medicine.
No,
And
that was just the drunken fist, I think. I don't think that he actually, like,
He fell asleep momentarily, and he
Did he auto
engaged
reflex?
in auto combat.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that part specifically. All I remember was that immediately before that happened, Kimimaro was gonna kill him, and then he puts up his hand like, "One moment here, can I take my medicine?" And then the guy just lets him do it, like, okay. That was one of the funniest moments in the entire Naruto series that I can recall. And
Well, I mean, you gotta remember, Kimimaru, Kimimaru?
Kimimaro,
Whatever,
whatever,
Bone Boy.
Bone Boy, exactly.
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones, oh no.
Um,
Hopefully Ms. Bones
he was
doesn't
sick
come in when we're
himself, so
talking
he
about this.
probably, I don't know, empathized
Oh,
with him.
you're right, you're right. When you put it through that lens, it makes sense. I was gonna say, so much for Aesop's fable in regards to, good excuses don't stop evil people from doing evil things. There's the fly again. Oh, but where were we in that regard? Yeah, Zenitsu's, sleep fighting probably makes the least sense out of all the stuff that could have happened in that movie if you were to go in without having any other context of the series. That and Inosuke's boar mask, because I think most of the time when my little brother was watching the movie, he was asking whether or not he actually had whether or not that was actually his head or if it was a mask, and I wouldn't answer because I wanted to see if he could figure it out.
Yes, that's actually said.
Blight, do you have any... There was a filler arc
want
in
it fair and
Naruto.
square.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Yeah, Batman Beyond. I've actually seen that clip. Gosh dang it.
Yeah,
There's
I
another,
do
there's
like
another,
from, Batman Beyond.
there's another comic that I have to use that meme for, but again, I have to wait until certain characters are introduced in regards to Demon Slayer before I can actually do the, do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Okay, so, another question. Another question. Apparently Akaza is just really bad at recruiting people to the demons. Apparently he only ever tries to recruit Hashiras or something like that. And in that regard, I have to ask, if he was so desperate to get Kyojuro to become a demon, I want to know why, he kept asking. Why he kept asking permission. Like, I think that, Akaza has an honorable importance to his character, so it does make sense. But I want to know whether or not they are required to actually... The upper demons are the only other ones who can get permission to turn people into demons and stuff like that. Lore that won't get explained in series. It's not really a spoiler. I want to know why they ask. Because Muzan doesn't ask all the time. Like, Muzan does the cult leader thing where he tries to, get people who are down on their luck or in certain positions where they are the most vulnerable to, accepting his blood and trying to become a demon. But in regards to, what do you call it?
Cage, computer hates me. To be fair, it's anime. Would Inosuke having a boar head be out of place? Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. That's why it's so
paranormal-
confusing. That's why you wouldn't know. Tokiyami has a literal bird head.
The paranormal in this world is largely uncommon. I mean, remember, most people don't know about demons or the Demon Slayer Corps.
The Demon Slayer Corps is not officially sanctioned by the government, ergo they don't have to pay taxes. You said cult, I did say cult.
The Japanese government was incredibly, weak turn of the century. They probably didn't have the resources to know about the Demon Slayer Corps. They didn't have the intelligence capabilities to know about. They could operate with complete secrecy.
Yeah, but again, I find myself asking why ask permission when it comes to turning people into demons. Again, I think it's in character for Akaza to ask, and Muzan does take advantage of people and ask whether or not they want him to change their bodies. But in that regard, I'm pretty sure he didn't ask to turn Nezuko into a demon. I'm pretty sure he didn't ask permission for that, because she definitely did not willingly become a demon. He just killed their entire family. So, I don't know. Is this just an inconsistent character trait, or...
And Boots says, you said cult. You said cult.
Yes, I did, because it doesn't function exactly like a cult as you've explained it, I am Boot, but there are some definite similarities.
I mean, Tokiyami has a literal bird head, so it is not of the ordinary. Yeah, but that's a completely different anime.
Yes, it is. So that's an out of. But I mean, but Computer Hates Me did make a statement in regards to general anime. So here's the real question. Okay, so da 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 da. Computer Hates Me in regards to I'm wondering why I'm wondering why Akaza felt the need to ask permission to try and convince Kyojiro to become a demon, as opposed to just forcing it, like Muzan inevitably does in some situations. That's what I'm asking right now. And again, Akaza comes across as, aligned with Korn, so it would probably be a dishonorable thing for him to do that. But like, it still begs the question, like, why? Him being honorable? Yeah, I figured as much. Still begs the question, why? I wonder whether or not the demons who can do that, who can make that offer, I still wonder whether or not they are for some reason compelled to ask permission from the people they want to turn into demons, if they want to turn into demons. Because Muzan compels them to do strange things. Like not being able to say his name out loud and stuff like that. So that's not something I think they ever explain, is whether or not they actually have to ask somebody's permission if they want to become a demon. Because again, Muzan doesn't have to do that. He does it because he can sometimes, but then you get situations like the Kamado family where it's just like, he just went through and slaughtered their family. Oh, the camera's shaking again. I'm sorry about that. It gets me thinking. I was going to say something, but now, no matter how you typed it, it sounded bad. I can see that. The whole turning people into demons process is also something that is explained between pages, as opposed to there being an exposition dump about it in series. I don't think that Gotoge could figure out a place to explain it. Okay, this fly is really getting feisty around here, so I'm sorry if it looks like I'm getting distracted. It's because I am. It's demons. Cults don't ask permission to join. They do recruit people, though. And, as far as demons recruiting other people to demons who are not Muzan recruiting people to become other demons, apparently Akaza is just the worst at it. Cause he says no one's taking him up on his offer, and I'm pretty sure the permission thing is just an Akaza thing. I can't exactly go into details about certain things, so I won't rebuff that at this juncture. They just manipulate and recruit. Yeah, but again, I think Akaza just happens to be the one who's worst at it, because he only seems to recruit Hashiras, apparently. Okay, I've gotta say that it's really funny how he makes the comment that he's never had the opportunity to kill a flame Hashira before. And that has to be completely believable, because if he had killed a flame Hashira in the past, he would have been super confused by seeing Rengoku by the train. Because he definitely would have wondered, wait, I thought I killed you? Because I am under the distinct impression that every flame Hashira for the past, who knows how long, has looked exactly the same. Like, I don't think that any of the other breathing techniques is passed down the same way that the Flame Hashira mantle is essentially a pedigree. And again, if you're gonna go into if you're gonna go into discussions and things of that specific nature, I think that that makes Rengoku an even more endearing character because he doesn't take the fact that he is a Flame Hashira for granted because he earned it as much as anybody else. Based on what you've told me, it fits his character. It does. Well, in that case, it's Muzan forbids forcing. Akaza, wait, what the hell? I killed you. Yeah, that would be really funny. That would be really funny. To get, all the Flame Hashiras essentially look the same. Wait a second. Akaza is another character that I think I just would like to do a discussion about. But, again, some of those elements depend on, things that other characters say in the future. Regarding the type of demon that he is. He's just really bad at recruiting people. No one has ever said yes to Akaza asking, hey, do you want to become a demon? And again, I think that's just because Akaza's not looking to do what everybody else is doing, which is taking advantage of people who are, scared and weak and are looking for a way out of their problems. Akaza is out here literally looking to fight the strongest people he possibly can and being like, hey, do you want to become a demon? It would be really great. And they're just like, no, I don't like you, go away. He's the worst salesperson in the entire, like, what do you want to call the demon? Muzan's entire posse. Akaza just happens to be the worst of them. It's funny, I like to put it under that lens. I think it's kind of funny. Upper class demons to Flame Hashiras. Why won't you die? Flame Hashira genetics. Nanomachine son. Yeah, I bet that's a reference to something that I don't quite understand, but yes. Flame Hashiras have looked the same for hundreds of years. And it's really freaking funny. Oh my gosh, there are 3 of them. Based off of spoilers, I knew that Kyojuro had a younger brother. I didn't know that Dad looked exactly the same as the 2 of them. So by the time I found somebody's picture of all 3 of them in one place, literally right before I went to see the movie, I'm like, there's 3 of them? Oh no. By deciding to marry into the Rengoku family, you forfeit your genetics entirely. You forfeit your right to pass down your genes. All cult recruiters be like, Akaza, hey, you become a demon, you can fight forever. Jazz hands. Oh boy. I don't know why no one takes my offer. It's because they're asking the wrong people. You're asking the wrong people.
People that have dedicated their lives to killing demons because demons screwed up their lives.
Exactly. It's like... I don't understand, he says. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why nobody takes up my offer. You're doing it wrong, Akaza. You're doing it wrong. You know, like the devils in Dorohedoro. That's true. They only ever recruit strong people, but they're it's different. It's different. Akaza is literally going around. The devils are literally like they're these beings that everybody literally has to look up to and have the utmost respect for, and that's part of their culture. So if one comes up to you and says, hey, do you want to join our ranks, of course you're going to join. Whereas if, like Conspiracy said, if you decide that you are going to devote your life to slaying demons for whatever reason, and you get to the point where you become a Hashira, the top ranks of the Demon Slayer Corps, your metal has been tested time and time again. So by the time this guy comes up and says, why don't you become a demon? They just go, no,
Come here real
you're...
quick. I'll tell you. Just come here. I'll just lower your guard and come close. I'll let you know.
Exactly.
I'll let you
Akaza.
know.
No, I'm talking to the right people. They just all happen to be demon slayers. Akaza, why are you... Akaza, I hate weak humans. Those are the ones that I kill. I only want to fight the strong ones and recruit the strong ones when the strong ones are exponentially less likely to take you up on your offer. You're doing it wrong. And I know this for a fact because
I mean, it's already been shown that at least 3 of the Hashiras are like psychotically devoted to killing demons.
Yep.
Like, I keep forgetting.
Just describe them and I'll go ahead and pick out their names. I think I know which ones you're talking
Giyu?
about. Tomioka?
The first guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The water Hashira.
He literally carved at the demons off his sword. I mean, I don't think he's...
No, that's carved into all of their
Deep down. swords.
That's something that's carved into all of their
well.
swords. That's what the swordsmith do. It's a part of the Demon Slayer Corps' weapons.
Well, it looked post. It looked like something that was done post forging, like with a sharp stone. He I don't know, maybe it looked ragged to me at the time.
Maybe.
Maybe I should watch the first season over.
The swordsmith, there is a arc that involves the swordsmiths that they can get to in the second season, and I really, really hope that they do. Demon Slayer Corps has 2 ranks. A smart Hashira, sure, just come on over, prepare to cut off head. All the people I'm talking to just happen to be Demon Slayers. I'm never gonna get over that. It's really, really funny. I should just make a video talking about how silly Akaza is in that regard. But, who were the other 2 characters you were talking about? You said that at least 3 of them are psychotically devoted to
This
slaying
guy,
demons.
he definitely looks crazy.
Oh, Sanemi, yeah. Yep. He's definitely up there. Welcome to the...
I can't remember the other one. Hold on.
Shinobu? She's kinda crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tanjiro said she smelled crazy, so...
We must believe what Tanjiro's
Good
nose tells. No one can deceive Tanjiro's sense of smell. It's like, you can fake
You
this.
smell angry. What does that even mean?
Rengoku smells like justice. What does that mean? After Mugen
Fire
Train...
All Might.
Fire All Might.
Goku is Fire All Might.
Magician's Red. Yeah, Miss Bones said that he reminded her of a rooster with the way his hair looks, so she was calling him Chicken Man for a while, and I'm like, can we change it to something else, please? Can you call him something else? So she named basically the entire Rengoku family after poultry. Yeah, so, let me think. Ruka is Mama Hen. Shinjiro is, Rooster. Rengoku Kyojiro is just, he's just, Chicken Man, and, Senjiro is Chickpea. After Mugen Train, there are 3 ranks in the Demon Slayer Corps. What's the difference between loser and Hashira? Yeah, you have losers, and then you have the main characters, and then you have the Hashira. Those are the 3 ranks in the Demon Slayer Corps. It means Rengoku wears Old Spice. That's what justice smells like. Okay, you win that one, I am Boot. You win that one. Akaza has yet to find a human with horrific power who isn't a demon slayer. He's not looking hard enough. He's not looking hard enough. By that logic, Rengoku is a shish kebab.
Rengoku wears Old Spice. Yes, I believe he does wear Old Spice.
It is the deodorant of power.
Yes, I win. You have one. You have one, I am Boot. You win that one. In my Hashira ranking list, Sanemi's in the lower half, but again, I wish I could explain that now, but I said no spoilers. No spoilers for later on in the series. Season 2.
Shinobu does have serial killer eyes.
A little bit. We're gonna get to a certain point in the series, and I'm just gonna keep shaking my head like, oh, Shinobu. Oh, Shinobu. Why? Okay, now let me go through here. So we talked about Akaza's really bad demon recruiting methods. What else do I have in here? Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at something else now. I can close out of this little, reference for Gyu's, thing, though. So I got that done, and hopefully won't be touching it again by the end of here. Rengoku. Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back to your man. You can't, can you? Nope. Nope. So, I keep coming across fan art that's really funny because you get the scene where Rengoku is teaching Tanjiro to use his breathing to help stem the blood flow from his wounds so that he doesn't bleed out, right? And there's this point where he forces his finger down onto Tanjiro's forehead and says, "Focus," right? So that becomes a running gag with some of these comics, where in the the Academy alternate universe that Gotoge writes about between the chapters in the paperbacks, where Rengoku is the history teacher in this academy, right? And there's just a bunch of these Rengoku comics where he's looking at the students and telling them to focus on the books. Focus on the book, please. And I laugh every time I find one of those, like, I'm sorry, it's a little difficult. Sorry. Rengoku, I'm on a train. Old Spice theme plays on the train whistle.
Recruiting than Jehovah's Witnesses. Can you imagine them going door to door? Would you like to become a
Would you like
Leave. You just see them like you're in the living room and you see them through the picture window walk up to the door and you're like, dang it! You just hide in the bathroom.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because that's so relatable. Oh, man.
Go away! Turn on the UV light. You have like a UV light installed into the into your your outside light that you.
The porch light, yeah.
Just put like a UV. Yeah, porch light.
It's funny because this isn't during broad daylight. This is happening in the middle of the night because demons can't be out
Yeah,
during the
they
day.
can't proselytize during the day. Okay. The other demons do that. Okay.
The other demons do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, they
Oh gosh, my makeup's gonna be a mess.
I'm serious about the
crying.
hiding in the bathroom thing. I've done that before.
I know. Like I said, that's too relatable. Oh, it's too relatable. Hey, you want to become a demon? Do you want to talk about our do you have a moment to talk about Muzan, who I wouldn't refer to as our Lord and Savior? There's got to be an alternate way of saying that, because oh my gosh, that's funny. No, they couldn't even say Muzan's name. They couldn't even use him to promote their to promote anything. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Like,
get out.
What would their pamphlet be called? Like, the Jehovah's Witnesses pamphlet is called, like, the Watchtower. So what would you call... what would you call the Muzan demons?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, the Pagoda. Okay. There we go, the Pagoda.
Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Entertain the chat. I gotta go see, because I think my makeup is running. I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I've wrecked your makeup. Hello, chat. Oh, boot. The Jehovah's Witnesses aren't a cult. They just don't know how to read Greek, that's all. The Infinite Corridor. Resident Evil, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Resident. I read that as Resident Evil. Resident, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Get
the
out.
Infinite Corridor. Yes, that's relevant. I'm back. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So, yeah,
The
no worries.
Muzan Witnesses.
The Muzan No, but like I said, they can't, they can't use Muzan's name. They can't use Muzan's name. I'm gonna send a message to Miss Bones. The Demon Collective. The Infinite Corridor is a completely relevant name to, who put that in there? Oh, Computer Hates Me put that in there. That's great. That's great. Drops down. Hello there, General Kenobi. Okay, gonna tell Miss Bones that she's missing on some funny stuff. Give me a sec. Man, demons going door to door. I'm gonna laugh about that for the rest of the night. They're not quite that. I don't want to say that they're not organized enough to do that, because it's not like that's the issue. Guessing the Koto player isn't one of the upper ranks. Again, I can't say. Well, I could tell you off stream. You can explain that, I could explain that to you later if you would. Muzan Witnesses see you. No, they can't. They can't say Muzan's name. So you gotta get that out of your...
Flip on the UV light.
I think that a UV light would actually work against the demons as well. I think they actually would.
This is like...
You gotta go, Joe. You gotta go.
19...
Let's not forget JoJo Part 2.
Like 1910. They didn't have UV lights.
Miss Bones just got home. Oh, man. She just missed it. That's probably gonna be the highlight of the night. I'm not gonna lie.
When is the year? Okay. It's like 1910 or something.
Yeah. They're in the Taisho era, if that will help you narrow it down a little bit more. Resident, what is your savior's name? We can't say. We literally cannot say. That sounds kind of suspect to me.
1912 to 1915, like pre-World War I. I mean, no, the soldiers do have like bolt-action rifles, so. And there are trains.
There are trains. Yep.
There are trains. That is the big indicator.
Yep. Muzan's Witnesses opens mouth but doesn't say anything.
It's a bit confusing because Tanjiro is from the sticks.
Yep. I like that.
But
Again,
then
I will
when he
say
goes into town, you can see like
the utter
lines.
Yeah, the utter culture shock of Tanjiro going into Taisho era Tokyo and being like, why is it so bright at nighttime? That's great. I love things like that. What is going on? And Zenitsu's the only person who's actually like familiar with these modern. Well, well, Rengoku is also familiar enough. He's obviously at least ridden the train before because he's the one who explained to Tanjiro what the conductor was doing when he was punching the tickets. So Kyojiro's at least ridden on trains before, and in the Rengoku Gaiden extra manga, he has at least been into city areas before. So he's not a country boy like Tanjiro is, and Inosuke is a feral mountain gremlin. Oh, something else that I don't think they mentioned in the movie was, before Inosuke saw the train, he was actually clinging really closely to Tanjiro when he was in town, because he wasn't used to being around so many people.
Oh no.
He was looking around all scared and all shy, and then he saw the train, and that all went completely out the window. And then Inosuke tried to jump out the window.
It must be a forest spirit. Oh no.
I like.
I'm gonna fight it.
So remember how in his dream it was like curled up like a giant snake in a cave, and like how and it had like a bunch of like, I don't want to call them crab legs, but kind of like insect legs on it, and it was like breathing and stuff like that. They added that train design to the movie exclusively. That also wasn't in the manga, and I really appreciate that, because I'm just like, what exactly is he thinking about? Oh, there you go! Oh my gosh, it's the monster train. It'd be really funny if the train actually looked like that by the time Enmu actually took over it, but we can't we can't make the most of I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I completely forgot it. The train of thought has left my brain. Choo-choo! Why is it so bright? Vegas, New York, Detroit, and L.A. Inosuke, I'm gonna fight the train. No! Yes! Yes, he is going to fight the train. And in the end, I was right all along. The train is a monster. How do you fight something that doesn't have a head? It's a demon, it has one. I've got most of Rengoku's lines actually probably memorized, because of how many times I've watched, just certain scenes. I have a long GIF that I was gonna use for the subscription notification, but it's broken, so nobody can see it. Also, on a different note, in terms of the art, Sanomi's eyebrows, confuse me, because he barely has any, but he does in fact have, like, little itsy-bitsy eyebrows. Oh, and, I want you to keep an eye out for something, since, the next Hashira, if you've seen any of the promo material, who's gonna get a feature in a thing, is going to be, Uzui Tengen, the sound Hashira. He's gonna be the next featured guy who's gonna get lots of screen time. He actually looks a lot like Polnareff from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You just can't tell because of how he styles his hair. They actually look really, really similar. And I didn't notice it until I found certain pieces of art from the manga, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what does this remind me of? He actually looks like Polnareff. And it makes me laugh because as soon as we get to a certain point, I'm gonna put that out on Twitter and I'm gonna be like, there it is, you guys. It's Jean-Pierre Polnareff, the Hashira.
That is that's the Buddhist monk, right?
No. The monk is, what's his name? Gosh dang it, Himejima. Gyome Himejima. The Sound Hashira is Mr. Flashy Flashy. He's got, like, makeup over his left eye. And, what do you call it?
Oh, he's the one, the extremely flamboyant one.
Yes, him. Oh no, that poor guy is he's going to what so hard? Job? I keep forgetting what you mean when you say that computer hates me.
You get all the money for all that jewelry he's wearing.
I don't know, maybe ninjas are rich. He's a former shinobi. Oh gosh, I think I missed something
ninjas
up.
do steal things.
Yeah, ninjas are sneaky. Oh, his nickname is the Loud Ninja because he's a sound Hashira. I messed something up here and I'm trying to figure out what it is. On this, on his uniform pattern. What did I do here? Inosuke fights technology, punches vending machines. That's Shizuo's job. Don't steal Shizuo's job. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix one of the lines right here. That's what I'm getting. Do not steal Shizuo's job. Job is a wrestling term that bleeds into anime. It means to get beaten up to make someone look strong. Okay, I will remember that then. And again, I will neither confirm nor deny. AKA Vegeta. Oh, yeah. That is probably the best example you can use for something like that, isn't it? He's there just to get beat up so that someone else can look strong. I think you used the term when we were watching Kuroko no Basket as well. You said he's Polnareff. I said he looks like Polnareff, okay?
Oh, they played a Kuroko no Basket song during one of the basketball games at the Olympics.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I don't watch the Olympics, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't been watching the Olympics either. I used to be really into the Olympics, but, you know...
I'll watch
the Winter Games better.
Me too, I like the Winter Games better. Polnareff is JoJo's jobber. Yep, that also does seem accurate.
I like watching us get, like, creamed by, like, Switzerland and Canada and Russia in, like, literally everything.
Well, there you go, yep. At least Sanemi's scars are easy to keep track of, my goodness. Let's see here.
Yeah, Olympics.
What else? Let me think. We talked about the dreams. I actually usually enjoy sequences like that. I usually like sequences like that that involve going into characters' dreams and doing their... Okay, so here's something else, right? When it comes to the psychic realms of the characters, I still don't understand why Zenitsu and Inosuke's subconscious realms were so, like... why they were so different from Rengoku and Tanjiro's. I don't... Like, Tanjiro and Rengoku's... I love snow, I love it too. Probably used it in Kuroko no Basket to describe Haizaki. Yeah, Haizaki's a jobber. Izaki's a jobber for sure. Is a white-haired / light-haired character thing? That would be funny if there was suddenly a pattern for something like that. Got the answer for Inosuke's. But like with like Tanjiro and Rengoku both have like a level field for their subconscious realms. And then Rengoku's is on fire because, you know, that's a part of his personality. It's a reflection of his soul and his convictions and stuff like that. It all makes sense. Tanjiro is a special, basically saintly pure boy, and so everything is light and it's bright and it's warm. And, you know, you got little spiritual fairy guides who will take you wherever you want to go in there because he just has that much faith in humanity. But in regards to, like, they don't ever go into that kind of detail for Inosuke and Zenitsu.
Well, Inosuke, not to get Jungian here, but okay, Tanjiro and Fireboy, they are disciplined fighters, so of course their subconscious would be like just flat, endless space. Inosuke is a wild man. He taught himself how to fight, so his subconscious looks like a dark, craggy cave full of hard to traverse rocks. And Zenitsu,
It's just dark.
Don't know why it would be just black.
Yeah, there's like nothing there. I don't understand it. Like, I wish that had been explained.
Because, well, I suppose because he doesn't have like an inner secret world, right? Like everything that he thinks he says, like he's a coward. Well, he's not a coward. He's a chicken. So yeah, and when he's scared, he says he's scared. He doesn't keep it to himself. He keeps nothing to himself. He doesn't have like a so I suppose that a subconscious world wouldn't develop in Zenitsu because he has no filter.
I wouldn't say that. Like, if he said everything that ever came to his mind, then, like, at the beginning where, he met, Tanjiro, he knew that Tanjiro was carrying a demon with him in the box, but he didn't say anything there. He didn't question it, even though it obviously came to his, attention.
I'd have to do a big think about it. I have no clue, but
Zenitsu's confusing.
Rengoku and Tanjiro's mindscapes being the way they are makes perfect sense, and the same with Inosuke.
Okay. I get that. That makes sense.
Discipline versus chaotic freeform fighting style. Tanjiro and Rengoku are both they've trained themselves to the flat endlessness of their minds. That's their minds being purged of I suppose that's what you would find inside of an army officer or something like that.
Maybe. Okay, so Computer Hates Me poses that the only thing he has for Zenitsu would be because of his split personality. In regards to, he has no subconscious, he just has his there's just sleepy Zenitsu. So when his main mind is asleep, the one... He doesn't have a split personality by definition is the thing, right?
No.
That's, I mean, it's an interesting theory, though.
I'm sorry, that wasn't Inosuke's dreamscape, was it? Or, subconscious. That was his dream.
No,
Dang it, I screwed up.
no, his subconscious, I can bring that up, too. Inosuke's subconscious does look very similar to his dreamscape, and I'll see if I can find it in here. Oh, bleep. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can find it. This'll take a minute. Okay, stop it. Okay, what happened to everybody's subconscious? This is Rengoku's. Oh, and also, I'd like to say it's a stretch. It would be a stretch. Give me a sec here.
Oh, and a Inosuke piggy bank.
Is there an Inosuke piggy bank?
Yeah, it's just the boar head, but you put coins into the nose.
I like that.
That's very neat. Yes.
I'll see if I can find them. And while I'm doing that, let me explain something to you, Computer Hates Me. When we were watching it, you were saying about how it would have made more sense if Enmu had just decided to try and, kill everybody while they were asleep. The thing is, he does explain. Here, let me see if I can find it. Does it involve going back a little bit more? Okay, yeah. Almost there.
Okay, so I found a page where his spiritual assassin is in his subconscious. It's just an endless network of tunnels.
Yeah, I've got it.
Makes sense.
That should show up here in just a second. Give me a minute. Enmu didn't decide to try and kill the demon slayers while they were asleep because he says that some demon slayers are so explicitly intuitive about things, like the presence of demons around. Like, this is inside of Inosuke's subconscious. This is what inside of Inosuke's subconscious looks like. So yeah, it does make sense for it to look like this, because he's the wild child. It is just a series of caves. So there you go. That does explain that. Still not sure about Zenitsu in that regard, though. What was I saying? Enmu explains that Enmu explains that some demon slayers will just instinctively snap out of it or snap to being defensive if they sense a demon is anywhere nearby. So Enmu didn't want to get anywhere close to the demon slayers, I would assume, especially since Rengoku was there and he is a Hashira. And we saw what happened when the one girl tried to attack his spiritual core. That didn't exactly work out in her favor. So, yeah, Enmu didn't kill them in their sleep because, one, he had other plans, and the other was he knew that he probably wouldn't be able to get close without them finding out. Wait, isn't that Inosuke's dreamscape still? Yes, the one that I just showed you is inside of Inosuke's, it's inside of Inosuke and not Zenitsu. Zenitsu is just a blank void, which makes you wonder how anyone could be confident groping around inside of that void, because I would think that I was going to fall through the floor at any minute. Zenitsu's mindscape genuinely looks like something that, if he thought about it for a second, that's exactly what would happen, because there's nothing there, so nothing suddenly becomes everything, and if he says there's no floor there, you're gonna fall. But, yeah, I've got nothing for Zenitsu. Subconscious of Zenitsu should be a thunderstorm with Sleepy Zenitsu awake and aware of you, since Sleepy Zenitsu is his instinctual fighting spirit.
Maybe it's because he was trained so hard.
Explain.
Well, it's obvious that his training regimen was a lot more intense than either Rengoku's or Tanjiro's, because, I mean, he literally passes out and fights with muscle memory.
The thing is, I'm not sure I would make that exact I'm not sure I would make that exact distinction, because, oh gosh, there was something else that I was gonna say in that regard. I can't remember. I can't remember. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily true. I just think that to Zenitsu, because of his personality, training under a Hashira is definitively so difficult for him and he hates it. I just relate to Zenitsu on like a spiritual level in the way that he just complains about everything even though he goes through with it. Regardless, he just doesn't stop and he's not afraid to admit that, you know, he's scared and he hates whatever it is that he's doing, but he keeps on doing it anyway. I don't necessarily think that he was training harder. I think that it just became he trained until he was finally able to do it, you know? I think that's what they said. As opposed to, here, there should be a button right there or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Zenitsu is the guy who practiced the same move 5,000 times. Exactly. Because that's all that he actually, could get around to doing. Yeah, wait a sec. We're almost done with, Sanemi here. We'll move on to whoever... Oh, I know who I drew next. Give me a second here. Oops. It's hard for me to explain exactly what it was I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Train of thought went choo-choo and went out my ear again.
Oh no, not choo-choo.
Keep it over for a second here. Oh, we got 3 of them done! Yay! Oh, wait, I forgot some of the stripes on, I forgot some of the stripes on Amiguro over here. Give me a sec. Yeah, Zenitsu is the guy who practiced the same move 5,000 times. That's his gimmick. He can only do the one thing, and he's so incredibly good at it that he literally practiced it so that he could do it in his sleep. Like we said, he's got that Rock Lee element to him. I don't think it's necessarily that it was any more difficult for him than any other training regimen. I think it all depends on how his spirit would have already been formed, as it were. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. Someone respond. Ah. Okay, on to the next one. But yeah, Zenitsu, for anybody just tuning in, we're talking about how Zenitsu's subconscious mind doesn't quite make sense to any of us. We're trying to figure it out, but we're not getting it. Rock Lee, the true bearer of Naruto, the series. Message. And he gets shafted harder than bamboo. Harder than bamboo, yep. In that regard, yeah, like, I kind of wanted to see, if this was a different series that decided to go more in depth with the characters, I'm sure that you would have actually gotten pictures of, like, what, the spiritual cores of Zenitsu and Inosuke actually looked like. If this was a different series that would go into something like that. But, again, this is Demon Slayer, where it doesn't exactly give itself the time to do stuff like that, because it feels that it's, not necessary, as it were. Which I suppose it's not, but at the same time, you kind of wonder, but what if? But what if? Oh, hello, Miss Bones. You around?
Come forth, Bone. Come forth.
She says she's tuned in, but doesn't want to type into chat. That's fine. I've got you. I've got you in here. It's too bad.
Typical.
Typical skeletons. It's too bad you missed our little. I had to get up and check to see if my makeup was running because what do you call it? We started talking about demon recruiting tactics, starting with how terrible Akaza is at recruiting people to become demons, because apparently he only ever tries to recruit Hashiras. Again, I would go back to that subject over and over and over again because it was so funny to me. Basically, a lot of my talking points will fall back on Akaza and Rengoku as characters, and how their portrayal in the movie is really great. And asking questions. We determined that if Enmu, the train demon, is a yes, that's where that ended up going. That if Enmu, the train demon, happened to be a Slaneshi cultist, Muzan's witnesses, yep. If Enmu was a Slaneshi cultist, then who was it? Akaza is aligned with Korn in terms of chaos gods. That's what we're getting here. And then Muzan is Zinch. Muzan is Zinch. And there have been a lot of times where I just want to keep on talking about stuff, but you know, most people here aren't as familiar with the manga. Oh, and Miss Bones, you missed I brought up the silhouettes of the upper six demons, and I brought up the silhouettes of the upper six demons, and Computer Hates Me and Conspiracy went ahead and gave their 2 cents on what they thought based off of the silhouettes. You missed that.
Very humorous.
It was quite humorous, yes. And then we were talking about cults. Yep, because as long as I Am Boot is in the chat, the cults will somehow be brought up. What was, I was gonna say something along the lines in regards to, the upper six, silhouettes, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Yes, the pot of weed, and again, that name will make even more sense once you've seen the entire character, and not just a silhouette. Something. Oh yeah, I have a question for you. A conspiracy. When Akaza first shows up, what kind of blood demon art, like what kind of what did you expect him to do when he was fighting? Did you have...
I actually expected him to be a fire demon.
You expected him to be a fire demon, really?
Yeah.
Any particular reason for that?
I don't know. I've seen a few other characters styled in the like late Ottoman style that use fire as magic.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed fire.
You see, when he activated his blood demon art, do you remember the shape that showed up on the ground when he activated it?
The snowflake.
Yeah, the snowflake.
The snowflake.
I thought he seems like a
that
flaming boy.
It might be snow-based.
Yeah, we thought that he might have snow or ice-based powers, but then it didn't turn out to be either of those, and I wanted to point that out because I thought it was really interesting. Again, that's something that's going to be, it's actually a really big piece to his character, the fact that it takes that form. but he doesn't even fight with the same types of tricks that other demons use. He just straight up punches and kicks you, or punches and kicks the air to deliver his
That
blows.
fits with his character. He doesn't have tricks. He's a direct fighter. He is obsessed with honor.
Yep. Which again makes him an interesting character. When he showed up, I was hoping that he wasn't also going to die, because again, while I'm kind of upset about how that fight turned out, with Kyojuro dying and stuff like that, the fact that they introduced one of the upper demons, I thought it would have been really anticlimactic if he had also died at that point, because this movie, I think, managed to show. What would you call it? How far the characters have to progress. Because a point I like to make with Kyojuro is it gives us a new standard for what we should expect from the pillars, the Hashiras, right? Because before this point, we got Tomioka, we got Gyu. All we've seen him do was kill Rui, the spider demon, and any interaction he had with Tanjiro. And let's be frank, that wasn't the most impressive, right? It just kind of happened. But then, and the only other Hashira we've seen in action was Shinobu using her poisons on the other spider demons, right? Again, it's not like you said it's OP, and it is, but they didn't make it a point to show off, oh, well, these, they pointed out that they're the Hashira, but it's just like, yeah, okay, they do this, that, and the other thing, but it doesn't seem overly pillar Hashiras. No, stop giving me ideas of more things to draw. What was it? Where was I going with that? The point is, by the time you get to the Rengoku versus Akaza fight, you get a better grasp of what it is that the Hashira are actually supposed to be capable of, as opposed to just one-shotting, lower demons. The fact that they can do more than Tanjiro and his gang is a given, because, they're supposed to be on this level, whereas Tanjiro and everybody else is still way down here, your 2 levels of the Demon Slayer Corps. In regards to the Hashira, though, you don't really get a sense of what it is that they're capable of. Is I Am Boot laughing maniacally because of the Pillar Hashira's idea? You're evil, I Am Boot, you're evil. Those don't need to exist, Akaza as a corn berserker does need to exist, though. What was I saying? The point is, Rengoku got a lot of time, and he got finally some animation budget behind him, so you could actually see what it is that a Hashira is capable of. And they pitted him against one of the highest demons in the series in order to show that off. So that fight set a standard for both what a Hashira should be able to do and what one of the upper Kizuki should be able to do. That's what I liked about that fight. And even if you had, these 2 people who are the pinnacle of their respective sides fighting against each other, it still would have been supremely anticlimactic for this antagonist to also be killed off, because he's not like, the difference between him and Enmu is exponentially different. Like, Enmu was lower 1, so he was the highest you could get with none of the lower Kizuki. And, between him and Akaza, there's still 3 other demons who you'd have to assume will get exponentially higher. So to go from 1 to the 3rd most powerful of the Kizuki, and then have the 3rd most powerful one killed off in that fight, you would have to either A, say that Rengoku is literally one of the strongest Hashira in the series ever, which I will make that argument anyway. But that being aside, he would officially have to be like the strongest Hashira to have 1v1'd an upper rank demon from start to finish without any assistance, and manage to, defeat said demon. and or somebody would have to come along later, and I think I know who would be the one to say it, and say that Akaza actually wasn't that powerful, even though he was ranked number 3. You'd have to set an entirely different standard for the other demons between him and Enmu, so it would have been really anticlimactic, at least to me, if he had also died in that encounter. Okay, I'm done ranting. Anybody have anything else to add?
No.
Sorry, that was a really long tangent there.
The upper rank of Muzans are just the new Espada. Oh no, they are.
Oh no. I'm just cracking some jokes. When you see the Hashiras at the end of the first season, you get Shinigami Captain vibes. After Mugen Train, you get the idea that yes, Hashira are on an entirely different level, as well as the upper ranks are actually a big deal. They are a big deal, and they will be, Muzan already explained that when it comes to being able to get rid of the Hashira, because these demons and the Demon Slayer Corps are obviously kind of intimately aware of how the other's system works. Good fight. It was a good fight. They're intimately aware of all of their tangent train. They're intimately aware of how each other's system works. The demons are aware of the Hashira being the most powerful demon slayers, and the Kizuki, the demon slayers are aware that the Kizuki exist and that they are the upper ranked demons, because this conflict has been going on for centuries and blah 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 blah. So I don't know where I was going with that thought. Choo choo, it just went out again. No, I'm saying that they aren't the new Espadas. Are you? Upper rank of Muzans are just the new Espada? Yeah, but you said are before. You said are before in your comment. They are a big deal. And later on in the series, they are going to make an even further emphasis on how big of a deal they are. Here we go, just chewing through another thing again. I'm glad that I decided to stay on stream to have that tangent talking about the kinds of expectations the movie set, because it took me forever to remember that. It's been in my head forever, and I'm glad that I managed to finally get it off my chest. Expectations are set. That was timing problems. Okay. Timing problems between the, what we were discussing on the stream and what it was that you were typing at the moment. I get you. I won't be able to get through, doing the lines on all the Hashiras because I tend to work, kinda slowly. But I think I have proven that when I finally get a thought in my head and I want to follow through it, I can in fact stick to the topic of conversation, and that makes me happy. Okay. I think we're almost done here, though. We've been at this for almost 3 hours and finally got somewhere.
I'm getting sleepy.
I'm gonna have to let everybody go. I'm probably gonna keep on working on the art, keep on working for the art, on the art, well into who knows when. Okay, but, I don't know. Anybody who's seen the movie have any other comments that they want to make? Because this is a multiple, we're probably going to be ending this soon. Because that is one of the points of this streaming. I really wish I could play music, because at this point I would be playing the song they played at the end of the movie. It's called Homura, and I've listened to it more times than I probably should, because it makes me emotional. If Rengoku's death really hit that hard, a lot harder when it was animated, then I can't wait to see what other moments in the series, how they're gonna feel once those also get animated. Which is again why I have to kind of stem my Hashira and fight ranking moments list. Rengoku's not gonna change being number 1, though. And anyway, in another rant you had before you showed me the Akaza fight, I did say that if Akaza was going to die in Mugen Train, then it would have been because of the sun and his arrogance. Yep. That would make sense. That would be the only way to do it. It wouldn't have been because he was weak. That would have been as it would work into my rant that I just went through. That one of the Demon Slayer's best guys had essentially to cheat to beat one of the strongest demons. I getcha. Although you can't call it cheating. Again, then you have Tanjiro's Tanjiro screaming after him, talking about how Rengoku was the true victor because he had to run away. And that will play into, eventually, again, the Hashira ranking list. That will eventually happen, but not at this moment. This would essentially light a fire under the remaining, upper ranks. Upper ranks of the demons? I assume you mean of the demons. Gosh dang it. As the lore goes, it's not surprising for an upper rank demon to take the life of a Hashira, but they haven't seen an incident like this in a while. And that's why everyone is kind of surprised that Akaza even showed up in the first place. Which again begs the question, why did Akaza show up? I'm still not exactly sure what it was that prompted him to actually be there in the first place. It may have been Rengoku's presence there. Okay, so there's this thing that is an example of backwards writing as it is. I'm not sure how well planned out this was in terms of the manga. But, again, something that they say in terms of just the, what do you call it? Muzan kind of has a... Akaza, man, am I bored, no one's interesting. As it is, Muzan, what do you call it? He has more or less a psychic link to all of the demons. So as long as they're within a certain very far range from his location, he can essentially pinpoint where they are and get an idea of what is going on. I think what happened was that after Enmu found out that there was a Hashira on the train, Muzan managed to get wind of that via his empathetic, or whatever, his link that he has to all the demons. And, he kind of said that to the upper ranks, and then Akaza, volunteered to go after him. I think that's probably what happened, but I don't have any, canon confirmation of that. Because, man, am I bored, no one's interesting. Sees Rengoku on the train. Hey, look, main character hair! Runs after the train. Even though he's not the main character. Yeah, important character hair. Dead anime brother hair. That's gonna be the new meme. I'm calling it now. We're gonna start seeing the pattern. Yeah, once I'm done with Muichiro, I'll go ahead. I've got 3 characters. I've got at least 3 characters who have very similarly styled hair. I've got it. Tokito. We're almost done. Either that or, as I'm implying, Akaza just happened to be the closest person to the train. He could have been. For all we know, he just happened to be in the area, heard the train crash, and decided to show up. Dead mom hair. Yeah, exactly. It's like the dead mom hair, but, you know, it's dead brothers. I could always bring that up. He's fast. I mean, Akaza wouldn't have had to have been, like, even supremely close to have covered the distance between wherever he was and wherever the train crashed. Oh, hey, it's a Hashira. Time for me to give my little spiel. Are you the best at what you do? Why not join the demons?
Oh, I'll get right on that. I'll call you back. Don't worry, homie. I'll call you back.
What was that? Just a second here.
Block his telegram. Block his telegram address. just snip the wire.
Yep. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Are we almost done here? Yeah, almost done here. Once I'm done with Tokito, we'll go ahead and we'll turn off the stream. It's always going to be the most amusing thing. Why did Akaza show up? No one knows. No one knows. If that is one of those things that they would have a note for in the manga between the chapters if it was at all relevant, but apparently it's not. Oh, we can't do that. Wait a second. Rengoku puts Akaza on the banned list. Yep. You get lots of memes out of that one. Other Hashiras follow suit. No, but you see, they can't put him on the banned list because he is he's the closest thing they've ever gotten. This particular group of Hashiras have gotten to getting close to Muzan. So if they for some reason manage to keep on having run-ins with Akaza, they could get closer to figuring out where Kibutsuji is. So they wouldn't put him on the banned list. Or at least that would be logical, but they don't always do logical things in this series, I guess. They don't always do logical things. Almost done. I've gotten to the point where I keep saying almost done, but we'll probably still be here for another few minutes. I mean, I guess that the fact that we keep going back to it just proves that the Akaza versus Rengoku fight really was the most interesting part of the movie. And I find myself trying to think, okay, but what did the purpose did the train section actually serve in terms of the greater scheme of the series? I have a hard time pinning that down exactly, whereas that fight, like I went on tangents about already added to the story and inserts rant about the Demon Slayer test. Yet 1 hour later, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. Rengoku as a character has a permanent impact on the series. Akaza fighting him has a permanent impact on the series. What happened on the train really may as well have just been a setup to all of that, which it probably was. The train made us love Rengoku more. Yeah, they gave us lots of moments in there. They did give us moments. So, I mean, I guess I'll accept that. Even if it was just a setup, I guess that functions. I guess that functions. I'm messing up this particular line here. Almost done, guys. I'll let you go to sleep soon. I appreciate everybody who's sticking around. And we'll go ahead and add that button there. I'm gonna be mad when I, like, zoom out and see that I messed up Tokito's hair somehow. His Hatsune Miku hair. Yep. again, non-spoiler. If they do go into the next arc after the one they're advertising, we'll get to see more of this guy as well. We'll get to see more of this guy as well. Well, that's the idea behind the memes that I'm doing. Sleep is for the weak. You're welcome. Yes, thank you, Boot. Uh-oh. Computer hates me has crashed. Computer hates me has crashed.
There you go, homie.
F's in chat for computer hates me.
Press F, folks.
Here, wait.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh my god. No, we will not remove our Fs.
We will not be removing them. Nope.
We have added another.
I'm not dead. Are you sure? Is this Rengoku in the afterlife? I'm not dead. My man. Miss Bones, is I Am Boot just constantly distracting you with talking about that? We should get on a call when this is over so that we can talk about that. It was a hilarious conversation, and I think I'm just gonna clip it and like upload it as a separate YouTube video. Demon recruiting. Demon recruiting methods.
Just flip on the UV light. Just flip it on. Flip it on the porch light. Turn it on.
I heard you a ghost. I'm not dead. He's not dead. Okay. Yeah, Tokito doesn't have a lot of extra lines in his hair, so let's see. It's time to remove the sketches. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, I guess he's done. He reflects everybody else. That needs to be a clip. I almost did this on Twitch, but I didn't think I would get as many people just randomly popping into the stream on Twitch as I would if I did this on YouTube. So there you go. Okay, well, I've managed to line up 4 of my 9 Hashiras. And that makes me happy. With our chat somehow in there too, it makes the jokes. I'll see. I bet I can do some video editing to, make it so that that stuff actually fits in there. Wait a minute. Oh, no kidding. You can actually clip YouTube, you can actually clip from YouTube live streams now? I just noticed.
So.
Oh gosh, dang it, I wish you would have noticed that when we were talking about Muzan's witnesses. Well, they couldn't call themselves that, obviously. Like I said. But anyway, we've got, a bunch of other Hashiras. Here's Kyojiro down in the corner taking up way more space than he needs to, but I don't care, because the expression I was working off of, uh-oh, don't pause up on me there, also takes up way more space than it needs to on this meme. Yeah, there is. There's a little clip. I see it on my, dashboard. Oh, man. I would instinctively continue to work on this, but we're going to have to save it, and I'm gonna have to stop it here unless anybody else has any other, I'll go back and I'll see if I can't clip that bit and upload it as a, separate thing, because I laughed so hard I started crying and had to get up. Unless anybody has anything else that they want to say in regards to Demon Slayer or the movie, we're just gonna have to leave it here. I'm going to see, I'm gonna look through the movie footage one more time. Where'd it go? Gosh dang it, I'm gonna have to bring it up all over again. You don't have it? I mean, maybe it's just something that shows up on mobile, because I pulled it up on my phone a little while ago. Gonna see... I am going to play a bit from the movie here, because I have my own favorite bits. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna add the GIF into OBS. I have a GIF that I edited that I'm gonna throw into OBS. Give me a sec. Mugen Train, #1 anime movie. Yeah, it did kind of smash records, for better or for worse, because of, for a lot of different reasons, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who say things like, it's not that great, people are saying it's overrated, and it's circumstantial, and I don't care. What's that scoreboard say?
That's right.
Okay, let me find it. It's in here somewhere. I'm gonna put this GIF up here, because I put it together, and it is really cool. I like it. There it is. And that can play until we finally say, it is circumstantial. Yes, but the circumstances have proven to us. And it may not deserve all the praise. Yep, here we are. Here's my guy, Kyojuro Rengoku. Best Hashira. Don't at me. But to say that it doesn't deserve any is just incorrect. It was great. Very enjoyable. And I look forward to Season 2. You see, this is actually the GIF that's supposed to play when somebody presses the subscribe button, but for some reason, the alert box didn't set it to that, so it just shows the typical zombie and plays the regular, notification thing. Okay, that's what got Akaza's attention. Yeah, Akaza was just way over there and watched the train blow up from a distance and was like, well, look what we have here. Are we done? Yeah, we're just about done here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and for the interesting conversations. Thank you for letting me finally get all of this stuff off of my chest. I could have just put it in a movie, but it felt so much better to just talk it out and have people to bounce certain ideas off of. And, yeah. We're all good in here. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I hope that whenever we decide to stream again and or I upload another video, y'all will be around for it. And that'll have to be it. Okay. I'm just gonna let this GIF play to oblivion. Ciao, everybody! Bye-bye!
Bye, everybody.